Howdy, y'all. As I stand before you today, I would like to reflect on my journey through public speaking, or COM 203, with both Professor Dubruni, disregard my pronunciation, I apologize, as well as my TA through my recitation classes, Miss Ottinger. I have experienced growth in becoming a more effective communicator throughout this course. The lessons we have delved into, the numerous presentations, and the explorations of key concepts such as Monroe's motivated sequence, as well as the usage of ethos, pathos, and logos, have been a transformative change for me, as well as in terms of my speaking as a whole. Beginning with Monroe's motivated sequence, this structured approach to organizing persuasive speeches has been both a game changer for me, as well as the quality of my speeches themselves. Beginning with those attention-grabbing hooks, identifying a problem, explaining the need to solve this problem within the audience and why they should, as well as then creating a solution for that problem and then sort of a call to action about what my audience as well as myself can do about that problem, have really given my speeches a clear, coherent structure and sort of added that persuasive emphasis that has been needed, particularly within these last two speeches, both 3 and 4. More specifically, I did mine on animal research as well as the RRR policy, which delved into sort of a solution to that problem. And I believe that with this sequence, it has sort of allowed me to not only develop that persuasive content, but sort of lure the audience in, as majority of my audience, college people, don't tend to particularly care. But I felt as though when I was speaking about these scenarios, not only my growth allowed me to sort of basically convince my audience, but just my personal experience on hand as well as that allowed me to further persuade them and intrigue them with my speeches. I've witnessed how this experience can captivate an audience's attention while also simultaneously persuading them. On the other hand, the uses of ethos, pathos, and logos has added both depth and credibility to all 4 of my speeches. Ethos, or establishing credibility with the audience, has become clear to me as I have learned to leverage my own research and expertise to both build reliability and credibility with other peers in my class, as well as my professor, Ms. Ottinger. Pathos, on the other hand, the emotional appeal, has allowed me to personally connect through storytelling and vivid language. Lastly, logos, the appeal to logic and reason, has allowed me to prevent this sort of empirical data from these reputable sources that has sort of provided that factual evidence to sort of further persuade my audience. This sort of reasoning has allowed me to support my claims and make my arguments more persuasive and convincing. But more importantly, those 2 tasks separately, both Monroe's motivated sequence as well as the usage of ethos, pathos, and logos, separately, they're good, but they don't sort of convince and provide that persuasive emphasis you need on your speeches. But together, when they're intertwined, it is about understanding how they work together and complement each other to provide that final results, that persuasive speech that you truly need to gain your audience's attention as well as sort of truly persuade them. Throughout this course, both Monroe's motivated sequence as well as the ethos, pathos, and logos usage has taught me that public speaking is an ongoing process. Originally coming into this, I thought I was a good speaker. I thought it would be a piece of cake. But throughout this course, I believe each speech 1 for me was not that great. But each time I learned more through concepts, specifically 3 and 4 using Monroe's motivated sequence. I was able to not only gain confidence in myself, but also sort of instill that mindset that I needed within my audience. It's not about the delivery of words, but instead the connection between the speaker and the audience. And through the various lectures, whether it was the mass lectures or the recitations each and every week, this is sort of allowed me to not only grow as a public speaker myself, but I do feel more confident going into the future, as in my profession, it is very important that public speaking is a necessity. And I believe that with this class and the knowledge that I obtained in it, I have not only grown as a speaker, but grown as a person as a whole, both in my future veterinary profession, as well as any other ongoing matters in my future life. Thank you for a great semester.